Oh my god. Mountain Lake has been attacked with the Black Plague. We had a group of survivors here, but now they're all dead. Except for 3 of us. 2 of them have caught it. I'm the only healthy one left. Please help. We don't know what to do. We don't have the medicines required to do this.
Okay. The Black Death started in China or Central Asia and traveled along the Silk Road and reached Crimea. But quickly spread through the... I can't do this right now.
Do it. You're fine. You're doing good.
Mediterranean and Europe today, the Black Plague still exists. The most recent cases were found in a 7-year-old girl who lived in a squirrel. They found out a 15-year-old boy, right? In Kyrgyzstan died recently from the Black Plague, and that's it. Bye.
The bubonic Black Plague symptoms began to show 2 to 5 days after exposure. You would have chills.
It's so cold!
General ill feeling.
I'm too tall.
High fever. Muscle cramps. Seizures. And acral gangrene, which is striking black discoloration of skin and tissues. Sure. With one symptom, acral gangrene, from the skin turning black, this is where the name Black Plague began to arise. Acral gangrene occurred mainly of the fingers, of the toes, of the lips, and the nose. This black skin discoloration was the tissue or the skin dying from the bacteria. Other symptoms that occur include lymph gland swelling, which is painful, and commonly found in the groin, armpits, or neck. Pain usually would occur in the area before swelling. Swelling was one of the most common symptoms to indicate you had the infection. Other symptoms include heavy breathing. You can have vomiting of the blood, coughing,
My leg!
which is aching limbs, and the obvious, extreme pain and extreme fatigue. Are you tired, Jenna? Do you want to go see Pete? Oh, okay. With black dots scattered around the body. Delirium.
Living in the car! My neck.
And a possible coma.
During the Black Plague, bodies were disposed of in mass graves.
These graves were called Smithfields. Once it became too much labor to bury the bodies and dig the graves large enough,
These are taking too long!
people began to burn the bodies. Since the death rate was increasing, burying and burning the bodies was the only way to dispose of the bodies.
Plague doctors were well known in this century, almost because of the outfits. Most doctors were volunteers or doctors that were just beginning because the really wild doctors ran or fled because they knew that they wouldn't be able to help fix everything. Their outfits were really well known. You guys are really distracting me. because they had masked with the beak. And the beak was normally filled with herbs and stuff, so the smell of the dead, rotting bodies or just the body of the person living would stay away, and they would be easier to work. Look at that. And then, because they would just put the herbs right in the beak part. Yeah, and they wore big robes, the big black robes or any color, and because it would be either made out of leather or really thick cotton, because it would keep the fleas from jumping or onto them and biting them and spreading the disease. Yeah, biting. They also wore a leather top hat, which is also iconic. They also wore gloves, and then they had a cane so they could like prod at the body and inspect it, so they could prevent any human contact with them themselves. Since they were being paid by the government, they treated on both the rich and the poor. It didn't matter. Sometimes they made house visits. Other times they sat in these big places, and once they had a patient, they would be in quarantine for around 40 days or so until they could have their next patient to keep the disease from spreading. Just because that's about the doctors, the video. Because the stuff. Oh, it's recording. You gotta scream it!
Scream, there's a train!
Scream Ring Around the Rosies. Okay.
Oh.
You all know the song Ring Around the Rosies, you know, when you play as a kid, you know, like hold hands, be all like, woo! Well, among all things, it also refers to the Black Plague. Well, the first line, Ring Around the Rosies, refers to the circular red rings, which is a symptom of the Black Plague. Look at that wind.
Wind. Like
Stop
wind.
You. The second line, pocket full of posies with which dog, not that, but
Oh my god!
the posies were herbs and stuff that people kept in their pockets, or as the doctor would put in their beak, would be keeping the smell of the stuff away because it was embarrassing. Dogs.
Stop!
Or else some reason believed that it would actually keep the disease itself away. The last line, ashes to ashes, refers to the cremation of bodies. Dogs. No, I'm just kidding. Cremation of bodies or the burning of the buildings of the victims. The last line, we all fall down, obviously refers to people dying, which was in the millions. Some say around 150 million people died. But, or you could just keep on believing it doesn't believe that. That doesn't mean that. Well, bye!
Well,
So tempting.
ring around the rosies,
a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Hey! Thanks for watching the video.
It was for our first attempt at video editing videos.
Yep.
But we want to give a special thanks to my dad for helping us do a line, and Jenna for taking over for Deanna, who is sadly sick.
With the Black Plague.
Just kidding. And we just want to say sorry because my dogs are like crazy and they like being in the video. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day.